Hey everyone, what's going on? Assuming you can read the title of this video, you probably already know what this is going to be about. But if you're blind or just click on videos for no reason, this video is going to kind of be a reflection of the past couple of months since we've rolled out the channel, refreshed content. Talk a bit about that, about some feedback or lack of feedback we've received, and just some of the general changes and reflections on what's been going on the past little while. I'm actually coming off straight of just finishing the mid-season finale of Vikings season 4, and I'm like too drained emotionally to fucking play video games, and I wanted to do nothing else. So I figured to calm my ass down, I will talk a little bit about this. So I wanted to basically reflect on both my side of what we've done and talk about any potential tweaks or changes going forward. So I figured now is about as good a time as any to step back and ask myself, is the changes that we've done, are they good? Are they working out? So about 2 months ago, around this point, a matter of fact, I guess that would put it at 9 weeks when this will come out. So we launched, or more accurately, I launched a video talking about channel refresh. And basically that was saying we're going to do more cut up content, more focused on entertainment, comedy, than just general walkthroughs. Even single players are going to be cut up, random stuff. So basically what we've had is a 3-day-a-week schedule: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Mondays being single player. So far I finished Crysis in 4 parts. In the middle of Sunset Overdrive, finished the 4th part. It'll be longer than that. Wednesday has been mostly a hodgepodge of finishing out old co-op material, doing some discussion videos, doing some Halo Forge showcases. Planned on doing more co-op when we go later down the line when I get back to Kentucky and Ashton and I can do local co-op again. And every Friday has been FPS Friday. I go in a different first-person shooter and cut it up, highlights, entertainment, bullshit like that. And then Saturdays has been, finishing out Halo and Chill, finishing out the grind, and I've started up a new series called Off the Leash, which I think is a pretty decent pairing to the Dog Pound whenever we're able to do that. Now, personally, I've had a good time doing this, and obviously because I'm the only one with internet access at the time, I'm the only person who's uploading and contributing to the channel here in the past couple of months. And I've had a good time. Sometimes I have to sit myself and force myself through some of these single player games. Like there's points in Crysis and definitely in Sunset Overdrive where I'm just like, I'm not having that much fun. This game is repetitive, and I'm choosing single player games for that exact purpose, where it's like I'm not too invested where I can't just bullshit commentate over it. So it's actually a good thing, but I really enjoy FPS Fridays. I think every one of them successively have been better than the previous ones in terms of quality, of just back-to-back ridiculousness. I really like the COD 4 one the best, I think. That was the second one I did just because of the circumstances within the video, but I'm happy with all that's going on with that. And it seemed at first that it was an upturn, that people really responded well. I don't know if it was just because of the schedule change, or it was more clickbaity titles, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm just, was basically naming them stuff that was funny looking and, actually accurately describe the video and things, format it to look completely different than our other series. And people were turning out, we were getting closer to 35, 40 views per video rather than, not even breaking 10, which is an upturn. And it's a bigger chunk of our subscribers watching, which is a good thing. That's what we wanted. That was the whole point of this, was to increase the quality of each video. And I guess it was around the 5th week, our subscriber count started decreasing about every week. So we've dropped close to 10 subs. And this was after the YouTube clearing out of inactive profiles, and that was a fucking disaster for a lot of people, and it was way too sensitive. I don't know, but they falsely cleared some people, so we did lose a few on that, but I'm not worried about that. But it seems like we're bleeding subscribers. We're definitely not having a lot of community feedback on it, and it's not something that overly concerned about. But I was hoping that, doing this change, doing some different stuff, that people would maybe respond to it. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think all that happened was I made a change. People saw there was a change. They checked it out for a while. And then now that we're kind of set back in a schedule again, no one cares. And where there's only 4 videos a week going up on your sub feed versus 7, I think people just say, oh, well, it looks like they're not putting out anything. I'm clicking the unsub button. So I'm going to continue doing this for a while going forward until I see there's cause for alarm. If we keep bleeding subscribers consistently going forward, then I think there's, that's a cause for alarm to do something different. And under normal circumstances, I'd be like, who gives a shit? We're a small channel already. We're talking sub 100 views, but that didn't happen before. Like, we may have not seen constant growth, and, it may not, the big growth that we did see was due to popular videos, but we definitely never bled subscribers when we were doing, single player walkthroughs, and actually had more involvement that way. So, and we're getting good, feedback, like to dislike ratio. Matter of fact, basically no dislikes. I had one, it looked like a dislike bot just attacked the past 50 videos for no reason. So that happened at one point. But other than that, it's been solid across the board. And yet we're still losing participants, which is kind of weird. So yeah, we're going to keep doing this for a while, especially until I get back to Kentucky, because I cannot foresee us going through another format change while I'm away. But I think what this really has taught me is just how much bullshit most content creators and famous people's advice is for doing something you love or trying to get into a hobby really hard. When I hear a lot of content creators, especially that are successful on YouTube, people will ask, hey, I'm trying to get into making YouTube videos. What's your biggest piece of advice? And they're not even per se asking that they want to make money or whatever. But the answer I hear constantly is just focus on making videos, make better videos, make more videos, do different stuff, try different stuff, make them more high quality. And I feel we've definitely done that. We're keeping within what I think I'm okay at. And the quality is, increasing and all that. We're almost to 650 videos on the channel. And of course, a lot of those are single player walkthroughs, and they're not meant to be super entertaining. They're just supposed to be, you're along for the ride. But that advice is just bullshit, to be quite honest. That advice only applies to how can I enjoy doing, content creation more, or how can I enjoy making music more, or whatever it may be. And for the personal gratification point of it, yes, that is how you get better at it, or you just keep making stuff, keep making better content. But that's not how you're successful. It's pretty much too late to be a successful YouTuber, and that was never our goal. We're ahead of anything we thought we'd ever reach. But just by saying that if you do it enough and you make good enough stuff, the success will come naturally, it's not true. We're in an oversaturated website with there's too much content going up. There's no way that you'll be able to get views. So it's the same thing with music. It doesn't, there's so many people out there that are so talented and have no exposure just because we're in an oversaturated market. So yeah, if anything, this experience has taught me that that's fucking horseshit, and we're just doing it for fun, and that no amount of effort change is going to increase your audience. It's all about exposure. It's all about who you know. And now that there's so many big names that have pretty much cornered the viewer market, it's over as far as if you want to be a breakout hit. So that I just wanted to give a status update of what's going on, and a brief overview of the past couple of months since it was a change. I do like the schedule because I can pretty much focus maybe 1 week or just a couple days out of the weekend and record a bunch of stuff and then be done the rest of the week, and then I can chill, play other games, watch shows, go out, and not have to worry about it. But at the same time, I feel like this isn't I don't know this is working out the best with our viewer audience. And like I said, I want feedback. If you guys absolutely hate this shit that we're doing, please let me know. But I think there's some good stuff to come out of it, especially FPS Friday. I can tell you right now that no matter what comes of the single player series or whatever, I will tentatively keep that up because that's what I've really enjoyed doing. And I'm going to, try to roll with the rest of it as well. But just to let you know that there are some results that I'm not exactly thrilled with. And I wasn't expecting a significant increase or an increase at all in overall viewership or anything, but we got it at the beginning. And what I definitely wasn't expecting was worse. I was like, how can it be worse than what we already have? And we're bleeding subscribers. So yeah, I was going to do like a 666 special video. I screenshotted when we had 666 subscribers, and we did a couple times because we lost subs and it went back up to it. And I was, brainstorming something to do out of it, and then it fell to 665 and 664. Now we're like 660 something, maybe even below that. So I don't really know. I could say, it's just a few people, but if someone had 666,000 subscribers and they lost 4,000 people in the course of a week, you'd be wondering what the hell's going on. So that's really what it's about. And I just wanted feedback. I want to see, what you guys had to say, what you think of it. I can tell you, I've enjoyed, doing this kind of stuff, more chopped up, highlighted stuff. I feel like there's a greater variety of content on the channel, even if it's within a more cohesive playlist structure or whatever. I like doing the topical videos. I like showing off Forge maps at a more, scheduled pace. But it doesn't look like it's going in the direction feedback wise as much as I would like it to. So yeah, please let me know what you like to see. If you like the older stuff, I guess we could always retry that. But I just felt like there were so many more improvement opportunities than just a new look. And yeah, that's why we're going to try this out a little while longer at the very least. I'm hoping once we get some other stuff rolled in when Ashton gets back, and we will have some news as far as the setup of that will go. I'm hoping that maybe it'll turn for the better, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say is that there's some trends that I'm not thrilled with, and we're more than willing to hear your feedback. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, and we'll try to work with it later, but I do really enjoy some of the stuff. I'm hoping Toxic has an update here soon. That way I can, get back into that game. But, yeah, other than that, it's pretty much flexible. And we just want to hear what you all like. You're the guys that watch it. So, that's what we want to hear. So that's about it. Thanks for listening and watching, and look forward to your feedback. That's all I got. See ya.